Jim Paisley back at Paisley Law. Today's question I want to get into is how much can one recover if they're injured in a wreck with a rideshare, Uber, or a Lyft driver, okay? Every question in law, as you know, is a big it depends answer. Now the big it depends fact with Uber, Lyft, rideshare drivers is what is the status of the app of that Uber or Lyft driver, okay? So we're gonna break this down into two main vignettes or scenarios where of their app status, okay, or just what the situation is. The first situation is, what if you're hit by an Uber, okay? You're driving with your family and then an Uber driver turns in front of you while you're going straight, they wreck your car, they're clearly at fault. That situation. And the other situation that we want to talk about is what if you are in the Uber or the Lyft and then somebody is at fault, either that driver or somebody else. So let's go back to that first situation. You are hit by an Uber, okay? Assuming they are at fault, we can prove liability, you've got injuries, okay? In that situation, it depends on, like I said, what is their app status, okay? If their app is not even on, they're not even engaged with the app and they can prove this, there's no passenger in the car, in that situation, you are subject to that driver's personal auto insurance coverage, okay? Uber or Lyft will not cover any of that. There's no legal basis to attach them into the case. The second scenario is, what if their app is on, they are maybe waiting to be matched with a passenger and they have not yet been matched. And in that scenario, if they can prove that, in that scenario, you're looking at $50,000 of coverage per person, $100,000 per incident. Okay, so for example, you and your family of three are riding, they turn in front of you, the most you can recover with your family is $100,000 spread across all three of you. Now, the third situation there is, what if the driver is matched or they do have a passenger in the back of their car and they cause that accident? The liability coverage there will cover $1 million per incident. So that $1 million is going to get spread across whoever they hit. Okay, so if there's 5 people involved, $1 million gets spread across all then, or if it's just one person hurt, then that one person can get up to $1 million of coverage. Now, that second situation, where you are the passenger in that car, okay? When it is Uber's fault, there is, obviously the app is engaged, the driver is matched because you're in the car, there's liability coverage up to $1 million, okay? Same thing if it's somebody else's fault. If it's somebody else's fault and they hit the Uber or the rideshare vehicle, then there is $1 million of uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage in that situation. So you should be well taken care of in 99.5% of cases. And of course, anything that's not going to cover over $1 million, you're talking about very catastrophic wrecks. Anyway, so there you go. That's how much you can get, depending on the situation, if you are involved in a wreck with a rideshare driver. Thanks, guys. Let me know your questions. I want to answer them here. Jim Paisley of Paisley Law.